Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Phillip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3. Welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast. I'm Darren Moser, joined, as always, deep beneath their homeworld's core, Daniel Prue and Phillip Gilfus. Gentlemen, we've infiltrated the Klingon armada. We're inside their homeworld. I think it's a coin. This is like Two-Face, right? Coin flip, decide what we do. I mean... That's or flip a badge, heads.
This is
tails,
much better
situation.
than whatever we've been eating on City Alpha 3. What do you call this again?
Space. I'm sorry to say.
So is this? Do you think this is?
It's no. What was it? What did they eat on Deep Space Nine all the time? Those
Jumjistics.
Jumjistics. it's no.
Also,
it's no
did I
Jumjistics.
notice the City Alpha 5 creature on Klingon
Yes.
being cooked? Or
Yes,
I didn't
being
see
cooked
that.
and eaten.
Yeah.
Is this
The Seti eel.
is the space whale that they eat? Can we link that canonically with the space whale that we all know and love from the future? Do we think it's the same space whale?
You mean the probe?
You mean George
No.
and Gracie?
I mean from
Doctor Who?
I can't remember the episode. I'm going to look it up and we'll get back to it. But
Is it a Q episode, Daniel?
no, it's not a Q episode. I don't think it's a Q episode. No, it's not.
Oh, like Tin Man or
Yeah, Tin Man, not Tin Man. What was the one with the one where they nursed off the Enterprise? That was
that's
the
right,
space
Galaxy's
whale.
Child.
Is it?
Oh,
Is it
Galaxy's
that?
Child.
Do you think it's
Yeah.
that space whale? I'm thinking it is.
Sure. I mean, you worked hard enough for that. We'll give it to
Thank
you,
you.
Daniel. That is what it is. That's the space whale.
Nom.
Yes. Don't sour the milk, and Tilly doesn't like it. Okay, so we are going to be wrapping up our coverage of Star Trek Discovery as we talk about the end of Season 1, Chapter 2, Paragraph 3. What
Subsection
will you
12.
take my hand? Subsection 12. Yeah. Will you take my hand? It's the finale
Nope.
of the first season. It's not the
No,
finale?
I'm not taking
It's not
their
the
hand.
season finale? Oh, yeah. Well, no one really takes any hand, so I think we can vote for the weakest title of the season. I don't know. We'll get to that later. But so who here kind of feels like the climax was last episode because it didn't really feel like it was this episode. But that's just me.
It reminds me
Let's
of...
just go with opening thoughts. How did this episode strike you, Phillip?
Well, and I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be negative, but
Okay, he doesn't know. Moving
no.
on to Daniel.
It reminds me of, in some ways, the ending to Battlestar Galactica, where like all the parts that should have been fast were slow, and all the parts that should have been slow were fast. And it's sort of like we're going to spend like 30 minutes. Like I was watching the clock on when this episode was going on my phone, and I'm like, surely this must be a 2-hour episode because they're spending like 30 minutes on just walking around Kronos like this is Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, 10 minutes left in the season, people. We haven't even solved the war yet, and And anyway, but just like Battlestar Galactica, like do boom, din, and solved, and crazy ending.
Yeah, we'll get to the ending later as we will. What was your overall impression, Daniel, on this? I mean, on a scale of 1 to Best of Both Worlds cliffhanger in the end of Season 3 TNG, I won't make you do a rating, but how do you feel?
Well,
how do you feel?
yeah. If I'm trying to not include the last scene, it drastically changes my feelings. Towards
No,
this
we're not
episode.
including the last scene.
Okay.
That's just teaser for Season 2.
Yes.
That does not count.
Because I have many thoughts, and it definitely changes how I feel about the episode. Yeah, I agree with Phillip. The biggest issue this show has is with the pacing. It seems to me that they not everything, because they ignored 90% of the things they set up this season, and then they fixed the big one, plus the one they set up last episode with Giorgio.
I mean, they were literally in Earth orbit. They were they were right there.
Yeah, they could see Lake Armstrong on a clear day. So
I have a question. Geez. How did they get past the Mars defense perimeter?
You know, again, not a great track record.
They were still building that starbase, so I think they were still building the Mars defense perimeter.
Not a great.
Also, they also use the Battlestar Galactica zoom out, zoom in effect. I'm just saying.
I didn't notice that. But,
well, when they had the thing where they were like. At the end of their season finale of 3 or whatever, when they're fighting the Cylons, and Starbuck appears, and they zoom out to the Cylons, and then zoom back to Earth, and yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess what I would say is it felt like a tremendously anticlimactic episode, like insanely so. It felt like
literally the bomb didn't go off.
Yeah,
I mean that would have been bad, but it's like something
but it could
would
go
have
off
happened
at any time, Darren. You get L'Rell on a bad
Klingons
day,
basically,
and Kronos is toast.
So is this basically like for the mid 1950s comparison? Is there now a group of like Klingon scientists and they have the Doomsday clock and they're showing how many minutes it is to midnight? Is that what we're talking about
clock
now?
With an extra apostrophe in it,
with a Q in it. It's with a Q and an apostrophe at the beginning.
See, some people do put a K in there, so it's interesting how yeah.
Yeah, depends on which house you're from, but
exactly.
We don't want to get into all that sort of stuff.
If we're jumping around, I apologize, but
no.
You know what, guys? We'll solve all this if we make L'Rell, ostensibly the only villain left, I suppose, head of the Empire. She'll be cool.
Yeah.
I don't even know that she is a villain. I mean, at this point, I don't know. She seems to be the one that's spent the most time with humans. I don't know. Do we want to start talking about this? Because there's a lot to unpack here about,
and even their plan. Their plan is to give L'Rell the bomb, the football.
Yes.
It's a very human term,
yes.
But so she has the football, and basically she tells the Klingons it's either unite or die. Basically, is what she's saying. I
would be the Klingon
either way.
that would raise my hand and be like, "Are we just going to trust her?" Like. She's like, no, it's totally a bomb. That's a pad. I know, but you have to. Yeah. Okay, I'll get some scans, guys. Just don't move. I'll be right back. Don't move, everyone.
Well, or here's the thing, though. Her bargaining card is literally the destruction of the homeworld, or not. There's no range. It's like, okay, well, what if one of the houses splits off and you have 23 houses? Okay, well, I'm gonna use my bargain. Oh wait, no, I can't. It's like literally, and then another one breaks off, or then someone kills someone that they shouldn't. It's like if your only weapon is blow the entire planet up, people are gonna soon figure out they can kind of get away with a lot of little things. That doesn't make
and why
sense.
wouldn't she just attack Earth anyway? Okay, yeah, this whole thing of separate houses doing it. Let's just do it under one house.
Well, that was the whole point, Phillip, that obviously we give her this gift so that she knows not to
keep her word.
Yeah, I don't know. This plan is silly.
It seems like she was more interested in a unified Klingon than a destroyed Federation.
Why
That's
not
what they're
both?
Gambling on.
Yeah, she could have both potentially at this point.
Season 2, Phillip. Let's save something for Season 2, Phillip.
Yeah, because they didn't leave anything over for Season 2. Anyway.
It felt like, okay, so this was what everything's been building towards. This was their resolution to
Was it?
Well, okay, presumably. And of course, these writers will do this every time. They're going to leave everything open so that anything can happen next episode anyways, which makes all this stuff worthless. But this was their resolution to the conflict, to this big issue. And it again leaves everything just as murky as it was beforehand. It doesn't actually resolve anything. They never seem to commit to any of these choices that they make. I bet you then episode 1 of season 2 will have L'Rell dealing with all these people who won't listen to her anyways. So it's like, okay, so we just set this up for no reason. I don't know. It's frustrating. Lots of frustration with these silly decisions that they seem to
because I mean,
making.
The Klingons have taken over all this territory. So, like, is there, like, going to be a peace negotiation.
Are they gonna now? Okay, now true. It did take over 20% of the Federation, so you could just draw a line and be like, that's now. Yeah, is that now part of the Klingon Empire? Are they going to give them back?
I guarantee you the writers haven't thought about that.
Unless they were already hired for season 2, then they better figure out. Yeah, so, I mean, my thought is, pacing really hits it. I mean, it literally wrapped up everything in 5 minutes. And I don't know, the whole, like, Jojo's still at large, I don't really even care. I don't even really see that as being a big deal.
I like how they must have had their quota of deaths, and so for this episode, okay, everyone gets to live. They'll just say goodbye and reserve the right to bring them back whenever we want to.
What if we still get all the moral part, we still get Michael changing their mind, but then Jojo does it anyway? What if that had happened and they actually blow up the planet?
Right.
Would that have been a better story?
Maybe, but it wouldn't fit within the Star Trek universe.
Yes, a better story, because then I'd be like,
problem.
oh...
We've already blown up Vulcan. I'm just saying.
No, that's
nothing
different.
is off
That's a
the table.
different universe. You're not...
And this is not.
We don't know. As far as we know, as from the people at the top, they say this is the same universe that we know and love.
Well, we're about to find out on season 2,
Yes.
episode 1, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
This is random. I'm sorry. Can I just say this for 2 seconds? And this may just be me, and I don't pay attention. I just noticed that the Discovery deflector dish has like a little thing. Like I thought it was just flat. Yeah,
It's got a
Like
pokey.
a prong?
yeah. I never noticed that before. So sorry.
Oh, no, I never saw that in any of the other shots.
So
Maybe it's a warp drive pokey, and they don't need it when they're sporing around.
there's two events that happen in this episode that are similar that both equally make no sense. That you have Michael, well, it's Michael both times, convincing both Admiral
Cornwell.
and
Cornwell.
and Georgiou to change their plans. And all it takes is a 30-second pep talk from Michael
With some music.
for them, with some swelling music, for her to change everybody's mind. And this makes no sense. It bothers me so much.
I mean, the crew stood up. The crew stood up.
I
Please.
am Starfleet.
They were about to have. They were ready to have the second mutiny on record, and I don't know. Yeah, it's
Again, okay. So now, not only, oh god, this bothers me so much. You've now tarnished both Admiral Cornflake and
Sarek.
well,
Sarek.
she was already a lot. Sarek.
You've
what was his
tarnished
part? We don't
them.
even know.
You can't come. They ordered genocide on a planetary scale. You can't. Bring
You know who also did that? Khan, Nooney, and Singh.
exactly. You can't bring those characters back from that, and you don't have a ton of characters on Discovery that are,
Clean.
Yeah. So it really bothers me that this happens. For what? Just so Michael can be like, I learned a lesson from my first mutiny. Don't do this. And I don't know, man. It's
Also, remember when we thought it was going to be 13 episodes? So, like, I don't know. Like, what did they need to add the 2 more?
know.
Like, where did those extra 2 episodes
idea.
appear? Was it this episode? And we were going to end the original season, like, last episode? I don't know.
Yeah, because I know this is maybe a more Phillip thing than anyone, but the whole that the Federation can be evil. Because I mean, we've done this. We've done it with JJ. We've done it with like DS9.
We've done it with Section 31.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, when is the Federation ever the utopian principled Federation? Insurrection even. I mean, like,
Yeah.
can we just be good guys first? And I mean, maybe that's too black and white, right? And this is new TV, and that's all gritty. It's challenging. I can't handle modern storytelling, I guess. But I mean, okay, yeah.
No, I totally agree with you, Philip. I mean, to an extent, Star Trek is Star Trek, and one of I think the core fundamentals of Star Trek is this idea that maybe we're not perfect, sure, but this I think every cadet in Starfleet has gone through ethics 101. Don't murderize an entire planet. I think that's pretty low on the moral scale. I think you can have nuanced, complex, interesting storytelling without reverting to everybody thinks it's okay to blow up this whole planet except for us because we're the heroes of the show. And all it's going to take is a rousing speech on the bridge of your ship and from an ex-con, and everybody's going to be convinced that everything is okay. It's just...
I mean, and I guess there's so many layers, because like Michael points out, if this was their plan, their terrible plan, then do it. Don't subcontract, Evil Inc. to do it for you. Didn't have the blank to do it yourself. And then, I mean, I get it. Okay, I mean, let's break it down. The thing is, the Klingons are about to destroy us all, so we're going to go to the furthest lengths to make sure to preserve ourselves. But, I mean, at what cost? Evacuate Earth, get everyone who can leave, start a new life. That's...
Well, and then the other issue is Michael's already redeemed. She's already come back. Like, we almost don't even need this episode to round out and finish her character arc. Her character arc was done last episode. It's gone full circle, and so it's almost like they finished too early. And now but we still have to wrap up the plot. And so it's just like, let's try to tie on a bow on what her relationship's going to be with Tyler and Tilly and all this stuff, and then wrap up the main plot in 5 minutes.
See, Darren, she had to discover that this Georgiou is nothing like her Georgiou.
Yeah, I think we could have told you that.
It's almost like that's pretty obvious to anybody watching. Oh God, it is.
Oh my gosh, you're actually a homicidal monster. Yes, I'm the Emperor of the Terran universe.
It's so.
I think at some point the Empress was like, "Duh, I told you that the first time we met."
And you guys called it. I mean, when she was on the bridge in the very beginning, and she's like, and the helm's like, "Oh, and our sensors read." Do not tell me what our sensors read.
That's your Lorca callback, Daniel. You love him so much.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So when Lorca did it, I mean, he didn't.
No, Lorca was way subtle.
Lorca didn't say, "By the way, Mr. Saru, I would love to eat your ganglia." Like, basically, Georgiou. That opening scene was written so over the top that I'm like, did nobody sit her down and be like, if you want your freedom, you're going to have to play nice? You're going to have to pretend?
Right. Well, and here's the other thing. I mean, remember, all the bridge crew have been in the Mirror Universe. They had a captain who was from the Mirror Universe. They all know that. So if I was any of them, I'd be like, wait, so Georgiou, who we've all thought was dead, just shows up after we visit the Mirror Universe, and she's acting super pissy. Like everybody in the room should be thinking.
And half the crew is from the Shenzhou.
I was going to say specifically
Detmer. Yes.
Yeah. Detmer should have picked up on it immediately. Detmer should have had the same reaction that Tilly had when Tilly interacted with Georgiou.
Yeah.
Where she was like, oh,
That's true. Because Tilly didn't know either.
Yeah, well, she's a cadet.
And she put two and two together. And Detmer should have been like, well, maybe not on the bridge, but she should have been like...
Or give a look or something.
In that first scene, she should have known very clearly.
No, but I'm saying... and I'm not saying she should have said anything.
Oh,
but
no.
she should have... It should have been a later scene where she's like talking to Michael like, what's going on?
Well, she would have been talking to Ash and Tilly at the mess hall, and they could have talked about it there.
Yeah. Because we're all BFFs now.
I really did like the... of course, I love anything Tilly at this point. But, I did like the Tilly, Georgiou, Michael scene. I thought that was pretty well done in the midst of all this sort of stuff where... and it was played for jokes, but it was done well enough for like us to get that character in the right place. Although, again, I'm still not seeing like Georgiou was like, oh no, trust me, you're just like Captain Killy, and no, I don't see those a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I don't really know why Tilly was brought on this mission.
Because she's one of the main actresses.
Yeah, we're not allowed to do.
I mean, secondaries. Besides that, because that is really not a good enough.
I'm sorry, did you not see how the away team was picked? I'm going to pick the main actress, and then the actor who's probably not going to last after this season, and then the other main actress. I mean, just to talk about Tilly for a second. If I was editing the scene, because I get Tilly, well, I don't get Tilly. Of course, that's the problem. But I get Tilly. But of course, if we're going to show Tilly, what I'm more interested in her is that she comes aboard with these what's the word I'm looking for? Not defects, that's the wrong word, but issues or things to work on, challenges, right? And to see her grow or to do obstacles, and that's the interesting. I can see that about Tilly, okay, or that she comes up with sort of the Barkley sort of comes out in left field. I don't need the smoking scene. It doesn't do anything.
Oh, come on. The
It's
smoking
stupid.
scene was great. I
could have look. If I'm looking at this episode, cut it.
And that character actor
Clint
who
Howard.
was with her,
Clint
we've
Howard.
seen him.
Yep.
Yeah, we've totally seen him before. Wasn't he in Stargate?
He was in Star Trek, the original series.
He was in TOS.
Yeah.
And he was in Deep Space Nine. He's the brother of the famous director Ron Howard.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
But I mean, because then she's just comic relief for this whole episode. I'm like,
Well, I mean, this episode did need some comic relief, to be fair.
yeah, but that was just silly.
And we learned that not all Orions are buffed, super jacked people that are super sexy and hot and awesome. So
I was a little worried about how much we were going to see from the Orions, since I think the one was just wearing like a pasty.
that stuff doesn't bother me. I was cool. I like the Tilly scene on the thing, and we don't get a lot of casual, I guess we would call it, recreational sort of drug use on Star Trek. It's interesting to see how it's played. I mean, we get some of it. It's definitely been.
There's
done.
no way her hair was regulation when she first saw Giorgio.
When she first shows up, yeah.
I'm like, come on now.
Yeah. Riker would have had a fit, no doubt.
Yeah. So let's talk about Ash a bit, because this episode really kind of basically finds a place for that character now, and kind of wraps up his issues. Like, he has a clear direction. He's going to kind of work with Thorell and help keep that balance. Which, does that mean we're going to see a lot more Klingons in season 2 because he's also a main actor? Like, I thought the war is over, so how much, like, is it going to be the Klingon and Federation show for like 3 seasons? I don't know. But
if they go away, if L'Rell and Ash go away and do their own things and show up once or twice, I think I'm more pleased.
I'd be fine with that too.
Pleased
But
with
I'm just
that.
saying, if he's this main actor as well.
But he could have been a main actor for season 1 and not for season 2. As well, that would be my
Like a Jason Isaacs.
Well, yeah.
Jason Isaacs not
Well,
dead. Just kidding.
yeah. But that would be my preferred situation. I don't, because didn't they say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we heard from the writers, oh, this Klingon stuff, this is just going to be season 1. Then we're going to move into different stuff in season 2.
I think they said the war would be wrapped up in season 1.
Yeah.
I believe is what they said. Something along those lines.
So I don't mind revisiting elements of it if it's Ash or whatever, like once or twice or a few times. But I'm okay, even if they don't come back at all for season 2 and maybe save them for season 3 or something. I would be totally cool with that. Like, I don't, like you say, they kind of wrapped the Ash storyline up well enough for me that I don't need to see it again.
Okay, so I'm reading from an EW or Entertainment Weekly interview that's just dropped from Alex Kurtzman, and one of the answers he has about Ash Vok is, quote, he's capable of absolutely everything we throw at him, and we have great plans for his character in season 2.
Okay. Well, so there goes mine.
See, that's the thing. It's like he had so much screen time, and he's obviously a main character. If you're not killing him, then you're having to dedicate episodes to him to continue his character in season 2. That's the way I see it going.
I just don't want to see a will they, won't they with those two for the rest of Discovery. I just don't. I'm not interested. I don't care.
Well, she's about to meet Spock, so...
Well, no, she already knows Spock, so...
right, but...
we're not talking about that
didn't
scene
see
yet,
that.
Darren. You laid the ground rules. We're not talking about that scene yet.
And more like Federation guidelines, which we all know means jack squat in the greater scheme. Okay, so the Volks, Ash Tyler's kind of wrapped up. L'Rell is off on her new, campaign tour of the Klingon Empire. And then we have, Saru is now captain.
No.
Captain
Oh,
Saru.
God. We need to talk about this because this upset me more than almost anything else in this episode.
Really? You didn't want to see Saru as captain?
He's not. He's the acting captain, and it's made very clear that they're on their way to Vulcan to pick up their actual... She says,
Yeah,
we're going to
well,
go...
Sarek says that, yeah.
Yeah, she says we're going to go pick up.
We know they're going to Vulcan.
To pick up the new
they
captain.
specifically say to pick up the new captain.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah,
line.
because
Yeah,
what happened
and
was was my thought for a second, and I probably would have been better with it. But anyway, Sarek says, I'll go. Your mother's staying here. We're gonna go to Vulcan to pick up the new captain. Blah blah. And then that's when Michael starts her, in my opinion, weird, but I'll go with it, award voiceover. But it's her frame, and it starts to zoom out. I'm like, oh, she's the new captain. And then I thought she was gonna have like Captain Pips. I'm like, oh no. That would have been. So no, I have no idea who the captain.
Oh, so you felt that Michael was going to be made the captain?
Who knows? Because why not? So
So here I am thinking, okay, Michael gets her commission back. Tilly got a promotion to ensign, and
she shifted to command track.
And then of course it makes sense.
Even though they still had the engineering badge on her, but
yeah.
we know that'll just.
But then of
upgraded.
course it makes sense. Then you give Saru captain of the Discovery. But no, of course, even though he's the first Kelpian to
win the Medal of Honor,
to receive the Medal of Honor, he is also the first Kelpian to hit that Kelpian glass ceiling at warp speed.
I didn't know if you knew, but he's a prey species, and so
the gangrel
I'm not so
ceiling.
sure if.
Yeah, because later on in that scene, Darren, he specifically says when
I do remember him saying that he's acting captain, but
yeah.
I didn't get the pieces about they were on their way to pick up.
It's
their
super
captain.
upsetting, and I can only imagine they're setting it up for a specific.
But they haven't made it to Vulcan yet.
But I'm wondering, like, who? It feels like they're setting it up for something, and I have no idea who it could possibly be. But I guess we'll see next year.
The ending scene did kill me for a lot of reasons. Well, not the ending scene, but the award scene did kill me for a couple of reasons. One, why is she giving a speech? I mean, I get that she's the main character of the series, but like, she's
I feel like really
why
need
is everyone
speech.
standing up in a semicircle and she's talking to the standing Admiralty? And then, like, she's getting kind of personal for an award speech. I'm going to say that might not be appropriate with, subordinate officers around you. But okay, but I'm still not sure why she's giving the speech. And then, is she interrupting the Admiral by saying, I am Starfleet? Or is it an intercut? I was confused. And then, thirdly, they are not going to let us have any blanking screen time with the bridge officers, because it was like, Ensign Tilly, yay, and then Commander Saru, yay, and friends. I'm like, they're all standing up there with awards. Can we? No, nothing. Okay,
they got Chewbacca pretty hard. Yeah. Even
Hugh got a medal.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, remember when the writers were like, "Trust us, we're totally gonna be respectful of Admiral." What did we call it? Or
No,
he's dead.
Yeah,
He's
dead.
dead. He's never coming back. Every promise that these stinking writers gave us, they lied. They just lied to us.
By the way,
don't worry, we're gonna have a female captain. Well, actually, she's the evil emperor, and Michael's not captain.
Trust us.
Yeah.
Trust us. Also, trust us with the spore drive. We'll totally we'll fit it into Star Trek canon and make it totally make sense.
Well, it's okay though, because the Federation has finally decided, let's just put a little more R&D into that before we use it now. I'm sure in a pinch, although they still have I'm assuming they haven't removed it from the Discovery, so technically in an emergency you could still use it. You have Stamets. I don't see why not.
Seems a pretty.
It kind of feels like a counting photon torpedoes move.
Yeah, it seems like a super convenient plot device at this point now.
Daniel, and I don't want to jump ahead, but there's just a quote that I know you're going to love. It is from the same interview, and I don't say we're going to have to jump there right now, but I just want to give this out here. So it's like, hey, this is the question. What we didn't get this season was an explanation for why we never heard of Burnham via Spock's family. Do you decide to punt that answer for now? And here's the answer from Kurtzman. It's always the plan not to answer that this season. Comic-Con fans asked about why Spock had never spoken of Burnham, and I said, quote, please trust us. We understand that bill is due, and you'll get an answer, end quote. So, Daniel, please trust us.
Although, remember, though, Spock never talked. I've heard, and I think you probably heard this argument, though, as well. Spock never talked about Cybok.
This is also why Cybok is a stupid character. This is not. It doesn't change.
I agree, but it is a Cybok.
If you're using Star Trek
V
as your, and I'm not saying you, Darren, but I'm saying if you're using Star Trek V as a defense, you're not in great foundation.
That's the thing. That's exactly the. Nobody thinks Cybok was a great addition to the Spock family. He should never have been there either.
But anyway, but Daniel, trust us.
Nope. I do not trust these writers at all. I do not trust them.
But I don't know. Just to go back to Vok Ash for a second. Again, not my favorite storyline. I mean, and I'm not. This is a personal thing, but the whole romance thing, whatever. But we're there, so let's do it. Again, was a little long spent on because we get him just playing a random Klingon game that doesn't matter. Right? Doesn't matter that Tilly nothing mattered because the Empress got the information.
Klingon Dabo.
Yeah, and we didn't.
Yeah, that's
nothing.
True.
Like the middle.
We had to trigger Michael's flashback so she could reveal more about her backstory.
Yes, that we already knew about.
By the way, they said they had to watch her like a hawk, and nobody thought to open the briefcase that she was bringing down to the planet to see that it was a super weapon.
That was handcuffed to her.
That was like a nuclear device. It was handcuffed to its carrier.
Yes,
But anyway, but whatever. And so I still don't get his goodbye because we almost get him really going back to being human and to being Ash and tying the knot, if you will.
He's actually seems to has it all together.
And then he's like, "No, I'm going to the Klingon world now." I'm like, "But this
because he can't stay on the ship with her." Is basically like
why
his
not?
Motivation. It seems like.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I think too that Georgiou lays it out pretty well. That he doesn't fit with either the Klingons or the humans.
So he chooses Klingons?
He chooses to bridge it because he's going to try to. From what I understood was that he was going to help her stop the war.
Help L'Rell.
Essentially. Yeah, help L'Rell. Stop the war, essentially, and kind of work on her with that sort of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, whatever. I don't know. It is what it is.
Look, he needs to help L'Rell find a cure for the reason all of these Klingons are going to lose their forehead ridges
and start growing
next
hair.
Season. I mean, overall, it just seemed like a very lackluster episode. Like, not really a lot happened. Not really.
And we had half excuses of
why
people
there was stuff resolved.
left.
This honestly felt like a mid-season episode. This was like not really what any of us, I think, was expecting for a season 1 finale in 2018.
Especially when, and I hate to really push this point, but when the writers have been like, everything will be revealed, you will understand everything will be made clear by the end of the season. And so we're expecting this huge episode full of revelations and twists and turns, and this thing
honestly
comes out and it's just a dud. It's like, okay, we just magicked our way out of the war, we magicked our way out of these relationships, everything's okay now, and we're resetting back to where a lot of these characters were at the beginning. So that's it.
I mean, the only way I could see them, like we kind of discussed last week, the only way it could really have worked is if they blew up the planet and spore drived into the Prime Universe.
Yeah.
Like that's literally the only thing I
honestly
can think of.
Would have been fine with
now,
it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I would have just rolled with it. I'm like, okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
Now we know these characters a lither more, and that's...
Could have still ended the same way,
It could have had the same ending, yeah. That would have been just fine. Hey, one thing, too... There's 2 things that bothered me that I just want to bring up real quick. When Michael magically convinces Georgiou to change her plan, Georgiou mentioned... Or Michael, her convincing piece of evidence, she says, "You don't want to watch me die again." Now...
Yeah, but I think she was going to kill her back on the ship.
Like, well, no, but
I wouldn't. Yeah.
Hasn't it not been established that Mir Michael is dead? Like, she's presumed dead, but Georgiou never watched Mir Michael die. Right. So
correct.
And we know her, and we know Mir Michael betrayed Georgiou.
Yeah, but why? I don't know, anyways, just that line stuck out to me.
Yeah.
And the thing that bothered me the most in this episode of all the things, the Discovery is leaving Earth. Right. And they say, Saru says, have we departed the Sol system? Now, this is a nitpick for sure.
Right.
And
Right.
they're approaching Neptune, and they say, yes, we've departed the Sol system, we can go into warp. And it bothers me so much that they basically go into warp on Neptune's orbit. No, you have not left the Sol system yet. I hate to tell you, Star Trek, you should be good about this sort of thing. You're Star Trek.
No, well,
Don't ignore those details.
But my favorite part was as soon as they leave the Sol system, quote unquote, they get this distress signal. Because once you leave the Sol system, only ship in the quadrant.
Yep. Yep. That's true.
Well, wait, but once you pass Neptune, Neptune's the last gas giant.
It's the last gas giant. It's definitely not considered the edge of the Sol system. Even
that's
if you don't
true.
count Pluto as a planet.
But
it's still not
Pluto
the
is
edge of
still
the-
in the Sol system.
Even if you...
Well, yes, but
You have-
gravitationally wise,
No,
once you get past the gas
No,
giants...
no, no, no. You have the entire belt that's beyond Pluto. It's ages
Yeah, the
and
Sol-
ages.
That's the coupler belt. That's
Well,
totally
the
different.
Sol
still
system does
inside
not
the
end
Sol
at...
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still... all those...
Yes, there was some rounding. I will concede
all
that,
of those sorts of
yes.
things are orbiting Sol, so they are still a part of the Sol system.
Okay, he didn't say, have you left the Sol system Oort cloud yet? I mean, yes, he wasn't that specific.
He was
but-
still... They were... By the way, he was asking the question before they were passing Neptune, by the way. It's not like I'm nitpicking. These are massive distances.
Look, just because Saru doesn't know what Neptune looks like and he has to ask these
It's
questions...
not his home
I mean,
world.
Anyways, sorry. That really bothered
I
me.
know. I hear what you're saying, and it's showing its television showness, because obviously the only reason we're seeing Neptune fly by, the same reason as when we zoom in on Earth, all the planets are in freaking alignment
Yep.
of some sort, which
Also,
let's not even go there. But
and this is a nitpick with the show, because this is the show. So we zoom in on Earth. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
oh gosh, that confused the heck out
yeah.
of me.
But no, so, okay, what, it's Paris, right? Which is canon, right? Paris, Federation.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking earlier where we zoomed in, saw the Klingon fleet, we're on Earth, and then literally it's now Kronos.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird.
That confused
transition.
me.
And I was like,
Weird.
And I'm like, wait, what? Like
That didn't make
It
sense
was
at
that
all.
was really good.
But anyway, but
Yeah, that was a bad.
I'm talking about
a
the
bad
ending,
cut.
though. Of course it's nighttime, because that's this series. Couldn't it be daytime, full of light, life go? No, it's middle of the night. I'm like, of course, because it's a dark series. We can't have anything nice.
I was put off by the Paris decision. I mean, I get it. I mean,
Why not San
no,
Francisco?
no,
you
no,
would
no, no.
think it would have been
Federation is Paris.
Starfleet Academy is San Francisco. You're
Yeah,
right.
Federation is Paris.
Yeah, but
He's
she's
right.
speaking to Starfleet. She's not speaking to the Federation, right?
Who knows?
They have,
she's,
who knows?
she's in a room.
With only people in uniform. So
Also, by the way, pretty big room. Like,
it's also very reminiscent of 2009 Star Trek.
Oh, very, very.
well, I was
Except
also
for they're all
thinking
in blue instead of red.
that the last episode of Enterprise, where Archer was signing the treaty.
Yeah.
That room was freaking ginormous.
Now, that room was like
That's like an
Superdome.
Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, the Olympics for 2238 was going to be held in there or something. Yeah, it's
Also, I mean, and this is dumb, but I'll say it anyway. So there's no formal uniform in Discovery. Like, they just
yeah,
put
I
the
guess so.
awards on their existing uniform, so it's like, I better dress up. Pin, dressed up.
yeah.
I'm like, I had like 3 uniforms I had to wear when I was in the Army, so...
Look, it's okay. It's 10 years before Kirk, so we have time to establish the dress uniform.
Yeah, I
Hey.
sure hate to meet another ship that had another uniform.
Hey, Giorgio drops an episode title from TOS. She says bread and circuses.
Oh, that's true.
right
very
in the
good.
middle of the episode. Yeah. I thought that was well done. That was a nice little nod.
That's true.
Wink and a nod and a nudge.
And again, I know that you all will differ from me, but just when they were on Kronos or in, excuse me, you know, like you have like a Chinatown in New York, we were in Orion Town on Kronos. Oh, so we're just going to do Star Wars for 30 minutes? I mean, okay.
Yeah, it did have a very Star Wars or Broken Bow. I mean, that was also very similar to Broken Bow in some ways. Where it's like, oh, we're on this alien planet with an alien, you know,
But the alien
slum
sector of the
district.
alien planet.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's not that didn't bother me.
It's the human
Because
sector of the
you
alien.
can't go to any place that's alien where it's not going to be dark, sexy women dancing for entertainment, and, you know, it's the
I mean, let's say they didn't have butterflies, but yeah, it's And also, like, as they're zooming in on Kronos, it's like, oh, this planet's kind of seems very inhospitable. Whereas I love how they show Kronos in the first city in Next Gen. Like, it's like lots of browns
Reds.
and golds and tans and reds. And it's like, it looks really, this was like, I mean, maybe because it's nighttime everywhere. It's just, but
Also, how did
I
the
don't know,
Orion
yeah.
slay? Well, I won't say they're slaves. How did the Orion sex workers
Orion.
know?
Did you forget I say Orion?
Yeah, where did they know where the shrine was? Because the Klingon Davos didn't know where it was, but the sex workers will know.
Well, do we know that she's the one who got the information? Because Ash learns from those people, I believe, at the very end.
Oh, you mean when they were
Because he
talking in the
recognized the
tattoo
light.
parlor? Why were they in a tattoo parlor? I don't know, but they just were. And they're like, "Oh, hold on, let's stop this conversation. I happen to notice over your shoulder the way those people are blowing their candle. They will be pilgrims to the shrine I'm looking for."
Okay, let's talk about the sequence of events in this scene here, right?
This is the weirdest D&D campaign ever. I'm just saying.
So Tilly, Giorgio comes up to Tilly, and after Tilly's discovered, of course, this is a super weapon, takes the weapon from her, and then goes to the I was gonna say morgue, but that was not the shrine, whatever. Right. So she gets to the shrine, she drops the thing in, okay, and she's standing there with her tablet, ready to click the giant green button that says "blow up the planet." Okay. Then we cut back into Tilly. And Tilly goes, Michael.
Well, first we cut to the simulation.
Yes, we cut to the.
Yes,
well, no,
we were all fooled.
But it really tricked us that was actually happening the next second.
No, we actually cut to Tilly first because Tilly has to tell Michael about this.
Right.
Then Michael presumably transports back up to Discovery, then sees the simulation, then calls the Admiral, then convinces her. And by the way, this is all while Giorgio's finger is over the explode the planet button.
And while Discovery is in the planet.
Inside the planet.
In the planet.
It's already been established that you can't beam into this monastery for whatever reason. Okay, fine.
No.
Then Michael beams close by-ish. Hang on. She convinces the Admiral to change her plan, then beams down back to the planet, finds the shrine somehow, by herself, doesn't bring anybody else along, and shows up.
Well, no, Lorel is brought along just in reserve.
Oh, they're in the background.
With her,
They're in the background, yeah.
When I give the word, enter melodramatically. You shall know my signal.
Yeah, pretty.
Yep, so Ash and Laurel are in the background, but no security people, nobody to stun her, just to stop her from hitting the button, nothing, none of that. I'm going to convince her, I promise this is going to work. She beams back down, travels however far she has to, convinces Giorgio, and then, conveniently has everybody else walk in the room. It was so frustrating. It's like these... I don't even know, man. I'm not a writer, but I could do this better than these people are sometimes. This is crazy.
It's assumed that Giorgio is just waiting for the bomb to get into position, and it's the only reason she hasn't pushed the button yet.
I know, because I was watching it on the screen, and it was just sort of landed where it was supposed to land. It sort of did sort of the whole, Sonic, when you don't do anything for a while, started tapping its foot, looks at you on the screen.
Yeah. Mario's just kind of starts to snore standing up, it's yeah, it's okay. So overall, not the best season finale. Is it Shades of Grey bad? I mean, are we ranking it on that scale? Okay, anything else about the bulk of the episode? I think we've kind of hit on all our points. Oh, not that you can't circle back.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'll wake up and I'm gonna be like, oh, Michael gave this amazing speech, and I'm like, okay.
Be more like, hey guys, I'm excited. Next week's gonna be the last episode. It's gonna be great. No, it already happened, Darren. Oh, okay. But hey, all that doesn't matter because we got a great last 10 seconds of the episode. So they're on their way to Vulcan. They get an emergency distress call because they...
One.
Yeah, 1-7. Oh, surprise. And although I guess for the Federation is really small because there's only 4 digit slots in that. So...
Well, yes. Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. By next gen, we have 5 and 6 digit ships. It seems it's like a little.
They had
nuts,
to add panels
to
the distress.
Well, the Y3K bug was going to be a really bad problem with the registries rolling over if they didn't do that. But anyway, so to no one's surprise, after the one, actually even at the beginning of the sequence, we could all probably tell where it was going, and They drop out of warp after 10 minutes or so. So we're probably halfway to Vulcan by now. Who knows? And it's Captain Pike on the Enterprise. Thank God they didn't say Kirk, and we all would have rioted. But, and we get a beauty shot of the Enterprise swooping in, looking pretty much like the Enterprise. A little bit of blue on the nacelle and like the forward window on the bridge, but that was pretty much it. I mean, the rest was just kind of like light texture, but it was. I mean, they're not idiots.
Yeah.
Like, they can't dramatically change the Enterprise or people will riot, but I think it looked good.
Yeah,
I'll give them credit. I will give them credit because if you told me last week to predict how they would tease it, and you gave me the outline of this scene, I would have said that they would have stopped at the 1701 bit. I was very surprised that they came out of warp and then we got to see that ship. Yeah, I loved it. Of course. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking at a shot of like the Enterprise again, and like, yeah, it looks just like the Enterprise. The only real difference is there's like a little more panel texture on the navigational deflector, and again, like I said, it has that bridge window like everybody does.
Yeah, it was a great tease. It's a great way to end the season. I think it's a great way to end the season. Here's the thing: I don't for one second think that they've thought this through. I don't think they have any idea what they're going to do. Come, you know, maybe by now they have. I don't know if they've written the script for the first episode or whatever. But when they wrote this,
are we sure this isn't an anthology? Are we sure
exactly.
They're not just going to completely redo something new season 2?
But they're going to have to do this. We're getting Pike. We're getting Spock. We're getting a bunch of characters we all already know.
Number 1.
We're getting number 1. You don't have a choice now. You've locked yourself in. So,
now, doesn't this already invalidate the first novel?
Unless they come back. No, she had already met Spock in the
novel. I know.
It
wouldn't be like, hey, didn't we see you 3 years ago?
Wait a minute.
Why would? Well, what does that invalidate?
Well, I mean, they
no. Oh, you're right. Because
because Michael has already settled things with Spock.
No, the first novel takes place when she's still with Georgiou.
Yeah. So it should be like, hey, Spock, I'm glad we solved everything. Here's Dad.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Did she just meet Spock in the first novel? I haven't read it yet.
Yes.
In the first novel, yeah, that's the first time she meets Spock.
So she did grow up in the House of Sarek and never met Spock until just recently?
I forget the background, but I'm talking about adult Spock. Like,
something
she hadn't
like
seen
that.
the adult Spock for
okay,
ever.
So anyways, because that's kind of crazy to me. But to your point, anyways, when they say NCC 1701, Michael and Sarek make
side eye.
They side eye each other, and she says it's the Enterprise. So clearly, she knows that Spock is on that ship,
right?
And he knows
because we know Spock's on that
she
ship.
knows.
Yeah. I mean, Spock.
Now wait a minute. And again, I'm not trying to be this person, but in Babel TOS episode, isn't it? Don't they say they haven't talked in forever?
Well, it's still 10 years. It's still 10 years before Kirk. It's 9 years.
I mean, I don't have to watch the episode of when was the last time Sarek and Spock talked to each other.
Well, they haven't talked yet.
Well, you're right, but I'm just saying, you know, I'm lowering expectations is what I'm doing.
Darren's vote is to blow up the planet and spore jump into the Prime Universe. That's how Darren solves this.
So so what do you guys expect? What do you think is going to happen? I mean,
I honestly have no expectations.
I don't.
Not meaning I have no idea what they're going to do. Like I'm almost expecting. Okay, yeah, I actually have an a possibility. Is they're going to Star Wars it? Like between
CGI?
episode 4 and episode 5. No. Between episode 4 and episode 5, a year had passed. And I'm like, are we necessarily guaranteed that the first moment of season 2 is going to be the next moment of what we?
You think they would just ignore it?
No, you know what they would do. What they're going to do? They start season 2 with like
it says 6 months later. That's literally what it starts.
It's going to be like the last scene of the season, and then there'll be and how did we get here? And then it'll be the rest of the season.
No, wait. So it freeze frames, and then it plays that 80s melody music from like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or like something like that. And like Michael's like looking right into the camera, and she goes, "You guys might want to know how I got here. It's been a crazy adventure. Let me tell you. Let's flash back."
I thought you went with the Spider-Man. You may, ask
If
how I
they
got
did
there.
what you said, Darren, if they like just said 6 months later, and then like some throwaway line about the adventure they had with the Enterprise, I swear I would stop watching the show. I would not watch the show anymore on principle. Absolutely not. It would be
Then people would very much be saying, so Star Trek Discovery, basically, none of the good bits, only the bits we want to show you.
Oh man,
So-
I would riot. I would be so livid if that was the case. So Philip, how do you feel about the end scene? Because I know you're,
Yeah, no, it's one
it
of
didn't
things,
do anything for you. Didn't get your Star Trek.
Just because I mean, I'm not going to say I knew it was coming, but I'm like, of course, that was my sort of response. I'm like, yeah, because I think my wife was watching it with me, and she's kind of like, oh, yeah, look, aren't you? And I'm like, nah. I mean, of course, so I guess it wasn't enough to salvage what has been, a slightly disappointing season, in my opinion. Look, the whole series could reset, and I use that term loosely, could reset next season, and you know what? I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, and let's go down a whole new adventure, and maybe I'll get on board this time a little bit more.
Yeah, I understand. I have a lot of the same frustrations. This scene excited me just on a purely Star Trek level.
Yeah, because I think with Discovery and with the Enterprise, the original Enterprise, all they have to do to make me happy, and I know that's not everyone else, is just to acknowledge the Enterprise is out there.
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
Not say Kirk, but say
Yeah,
Pike.
we acknowledge it exists. Maybe a quick, one episode to do, and that's all I need. I don't need half a season with Pike and the Enterprise, And that's fine, and then do your own thing, Tip of the hat, we're in this universe.
I agree with you, Daniel. I don't think they have any idea.
No,
what
they don't know what they're doing.
Planning. But hey, isn't Brian Fuller available now again since he's left like the last 2 series and projects he's worked on? I don't know.
Well, if it was up to Brian Fuller, we wouldn't even be talking about Discovery anymore. That would have been the end of the Discovery.
Look, sets are expensive, Daniel. Like if we can keep those around for at least a couple seasons, that'd be great.
You can use that Secret Garden set for almost any time period.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
True. And now we have Sportopia to
Sportopia.
replenish our supply.
I like that.
So not a lot of predictions for next season. I think we're not even sure exactly when it's coming back out, but 2019 seems to be the front runner, which is a year, not a date, practically a star date at this point. But,
Darren just came in. We're going to have to push it back because we want to make sure we give you the quality that you're expecting. I'm kidding.
We promise it'll all make sense in the end.
I can understand not giving a firm date until they know for sure because of just how much it was pushed back into the beginning. But again, if it's not an anthology, you have all this stuff built already. You have all these characters developed. Like, honestly, just keep moving it forward. It's season 2, for goodness sakes. Or expand, or really, you've used season 1 to establish these characters, but you've also discovered who is the fan favorites. I mean, we all want to see more Tilly.
Well.
We all want to see more Saru. Just do that. It's not that hard.
I want to see more Robo Lady, but she just
True.
mechanically purrs every time she's on screen.
You know what? That's what I
get.
want. This is my compromise. Okay, writers, open your IMAX, whatever you have. Do a lower decks meeting the Enterprise. Don't have to show anyone. Maybe like a CGI Spock, a CGI Pike, 2 seconds, but it's just robot lady, Helms lady, comm officer, back of the bridge dreamy.
So they're having a party in the Enterprise
Mess hall,
rec room.
they meet some of their folks.
We're playing harps. We're dancing.
Wait a minute. What would you prefer CGI Leonard Nimoy or Zachary Quinto?
Or third option.
Or recast. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I don't even. We are Star Trek.
Why did you put me in this position?
No, that's the thing, and that's the thing. I kind of do sympathize with the writers a little bit. Only
I hope they had some
because when
idea
you have a
before they did this,
recast,
'cause-
you have the third Sarek, right? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You have to have a third Spock. You can't.
Okay. To answer your question, Daniel, if you did Quinto, it's now the JJ verse, and no one is going to tell you otherwise.
yeah, maybe
I'm right.
Well, here's the thing. Again, these writers
Well, the
don't
ship
seem
looks
to be
different.
beholden. They don't seem
Yeah.
to be beholden to anything. The point is, aside from the fact that the writers literally wrote themselves into this corner, how us as fans, I'm not going to be pleased with any of these scenarios. With a new guy coming in trying to be Spock, it's just going to pale in comparison to Nimoy.
I mean, unless Spock isn't on board at this moment. I mean, Pike. If it was whoever it is playing Pike, that's okay. Like I don't think any of us feel.
I think we're
going
to have to do the Cage timeline because I'm pretty sure that's now, and that's always been the problem because we know what those uniforms look like.
I mean, if they say
right, and they're blue.
If they say
so
that
at least
Spock,
we got that down.
Yeah. If they say that Spock's off on vacation or something, again, you are only inferring.
Love it.
You are only admitting
you just
defeat.
missed him, guy, Ambassador Sarek. This is embarrassing.
You are only admitting defeat in setting your timeline for this era. Why did you do this if you're not going to do it? And that's the thing. I don't know that there's an actual scenario that I'll be pleased as a fan. I don't know how they do this.
And I don't mind. I mean, this will be our third Pike, of course. We're going to recast Majel Barrett, which I'm saying fine. You know, whatever is number one, but. And you know that's the way things go here in Star Trek. Big shoes to fill, but hey, you know,
is Pike going to be as
sexist
sexist as he was in the past?
Because we're on a third Amanda.
I don't know. So yeah, so I don't see them CGing.
I don't think so. No,
I don't. That doesn't make sense. It's either recast or Quinto, and I don't think they're going to do Quinto because, like I said, as soon as it's Quinto, it's now. Oh, we were in the JJ verse all along, which actually solves a lot of issues.
Yes, it does.
So maybe that's not that bad of an idea.
Well, no, it doesn't. Because when was the Kelvin? Was it 10 years?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh my God! If we saw the Kelvin, that would blow my mind. I don't even know what. I can't wrap my mind around where the Kelvin is in this timeline. I have no idea.
Maybe. Gosh, it's really
George
hard
Kirk would still be alive at this point, right?
Yes. If it's Prime,
if
JJ's dead. But if it's Prime, he should still be alive.
No, if this is Prime timeline, we could see a Kelvin.
Okay. So Star Trek 2009 takes place in 2233 is the event of the USS Kelvin, of the destruction of the Kelvin.
When's Discovery take place?
I'm looking at it.
Probably like 2240 something. I bet. Just remember, we are three fans who love Star Trek, and make a podcast about it every week, and we can't keep this stuff straight. So I don't know how any casual...
Oh, it's obvious. Yeah, it's 2256 because Star Trek is set in 2266 because it was exactly a round number from 1966 when it aired.
Oh, okay.
So if the Kelvin event was in 33 and this Discovery is set in 56...
Yeah, Kelvin would be a little old. So.
It would be old, but it could be.
No, but to that point is it's post the 2009 shift.
Right.
So okay, then maybe Quinto is a better option at this point because it actually because it's Quinto or recast. It's really
unless
don't show.
Unless, like you mentioned, Darren, that they pull some shady stuff. And they're like,
sir, sorry, we're experiencing communication issues. We only have audio communication now. We can't activate the view screen.
Oh, you know that's going to happen.
Or I imagine they're going to have a body double, and he's always going to have his back turned to the camera or whatever.
I mean,
or some
he's just
going
to be looking into his little screen. It's like a light. So it's like a guy with pointy ears, and then they're just focusing on Pike. And then he talks to him off screen for a second.
Except the problem is that with the audio, they have to increase the gain because he's shouty Spock at this moment in time. So,
And even though Sarek and Michael Burnham, two of his relations, are literally on the other bridge, he's really interested in what's ever in that science viewer.
Also, can I throw this out? Isn't science officer a demotion for Michael? She was first officer.
I think he was just, maybe she is the science. Well, because remember, Spock was the first officer and the science officer.
But we have a first officer on the Discovery. He's the tall guy.
We don't yet because he's acting captain right now.
Oh,
we'll see what happens.
Is she acting first officer, science officer?
No, because Robo Lady gets bumped up. She was third officer.
Except is she a lieutenant commander or a commander?
I don't know. Well, okay. Even I solved it.
Let's do this.
I solved it. Okay, so Enterprise shows up. This is so ridiculous. Enterprise shows up.
No, it happened though. It's real.
No,
it's real.
Because they've been sending a distress call. Discovery, we need your help. What is it? Now let's say like Lieutenant Spock or something. Lieutenant Spock has been kidnapped.
Oh,
His brain has been stolen.
not again.
It proves why he's not on the ship at this moment. We don't have to see him. We can just recast Pike, and everyone cares about it because Michael Burnham has daddy issues and family
And
issues.
now brother
We
issues.
Keep talking about that. So, oh man, I'm gonna roll in my seat if Spock is either on vacation or has been kidnapped. I think that'd be hilarious.
Do you think presumably the Enterprise bridge will have been discoverized by then as well, right?
God.
So it's going to be
Look,
like
if they don't have those lampshade,
twice as wide.
those lampshade screens.
Yeah.
Twice, Daniel. Twice? Are you kidding me? 10 times as large.
The circumference is going to be much,
Well, because when we see them nose to nose, like the Enterprise is like maybe 10% bigger than Discovery. Discovery is pretty big, so so that's my prediction. Spock has been kidnapped, and that is our new mission for season 2: the search for Spock.
Oh, no,
guys!
Whoa, you did it.
I didn't even.
Season 2, the search for Spock. We got it.
I will say that
I literally did not.
And
see
that's
that
why
coming
it's called Star
until I said
Trek
it.
Discovery.
there you
Where is he,
go.
guys?
Oh, man.
there you go.
Oh man!
I will say that
That's,
hook, line, and sinker. They got me. It's as easy as it was for them just with the Enterprise. Like, that made me feel more Star Trek feelings for Discovery than probably 90%.
Oh, that was a great shot. That was. We just don't know what they're going to do in the next 20 seconds. Yeah, it's literally the last frame. It looks like the Discovery's saucer is a little thinner, probably because it spins. But it looks roughly around the same size. I mean, you have a little bit of distortion, and yeah, I see it now. They have that extra prong thing in the middle of the Discovery's nacelle or deflector.
Well, we know the Enterprise doesn't have as many science labs as the Discovery does. So I think if I remember correctly, and I've only watched it twice, but underneath the hangar, the hoop was a little. They changed the angle a little bit, I think, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong about that.
Well, we'll have a year and a half to look it over.
Yeah.
We're not exactly sure where they're taking Star Trek Discovery. Now the adventures of this little ship called Enterprise as we search for Spock. Who knows what's happening, but so since next week here on City Alpha 3, we're actually going to be talking about Star Trek, not Star Trek Discovery. Philip, what are we going to be talking about next week?
Since we've been talking Season 1 Discovery, and we're getting back to the entire franchise, I thought it'd be best to kind of go out on a wide lens and talk about what our dream Star Trek convention would be like. Now, it has to be in reality. Can't resurrect dead people or have working holodecks. But, if you could plan your sort of mid-size, and we're not talking Vegas, but sort of a mid-size Star Trek convention, what would it look like? What guests would you have? What displays would you have? What photo opportunities would you have? So we're going to be talking about what our dreams...
Where would you have it besides Vegas? I'm just going with that one.
What drinks would you serve? So we'll be talking about our dream Star Trek con. So feel free to send in what your ideas or plans might be for your dream Star Trek con. Maybe it incorporates the new Discovery folks, and as well as all the folks who are out there in Star Trek land, whether it's JJ or the Prime Universe, and just let us know either on Facebook or Twitter on the Nerd Party pages what yours would be, and we'll be talking about ours.
Awesome. That will be amazing. I wanted to get just an overall feelings on Season 1 of Discovery, because we are moving past it. We're not going to do a recap episode. We're not going to, we were ready to move back to regular Trek. And we do have quite a ways to, not like Discovery is not regular Trek, but as far as episode as they air reviews, we're ready to talk about the greater world of Trek, because we do have quite a bit of time until the season comes back. So we will have many great episodes here of City Alpha 3 to discuss. But overall, what was your, I guess, on 1 to 10 rating on Star Trek Discovery, Philip?
5.
And that's it. Just 5.
Like, if you want to listen to every review episode I've done on here, I don't think you'll understand why.
So now I'm picturing like the zoom in on the bridge computer, and you're hearing 5, 4.
Get out!
2,
Get out, you
1.
idiots! And that's what I was telling to myself while watching, but I stayed on, and it blew up in my face. No, I'm kidding. It wasn't that bad, but 5.
So okay, if you got a 5 out of 10, got it. I mean, are you trying to draw parallels to Star Trek 5? Because
I believe you already did that.
You are. So Daniel, what is your rating, 1 to 10 overall, after just watching the finale of season 1?
I think I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. I don't know. I had a lot of it felt like a sea of frustration with moments of elation. Like there were good bits. There were some characters that I really liked. Of course, the ending there, just on pure fanboyism. But it's weak overall. It's weak to me. They can do better, and I think even with the characters and the setup, I think there's a lot they have to just nail down. They seem to be really reluctant to establish exactly what they want. I don't even know that... I think maybe Brian Fuller had a vision, had an idea, what he wanted it to be. And then once he left, maybe that was gone. But it feels...
Maybe he hadn't written the last episode before he left.
Well, I think he was gone way before that. But it feels aimless and directionless and sort of, to a degree, doesn't have a great sense of purpose to it. Especially, considering we just watched the last episode and we were all kind of meh on it. But I think there are seeds and possibilities of greatness there. There are some great Star Trek stories you could tell with Saru or with Tilly.
Yeah.
There are some amazing setups that you could do, even with Michael, even with the whole Vok and Ash thing. Like there are some things that you can play with there that are Star Trek fun and Star Trek, but it just feels like these writers are so focused on these silly twists and turns, and there's just no vision there. There's no focus on Discovery as of yet. We just finished season 1 today. I have no idea what season... I guess it was about the Klingon War, but...
And Mara.
I don't know. Nothing mattered. Nothing seemed to matter, and nothing was of consequence, and it was frustration most of the time. So I think there's a lot of bedrock there that they can build on. And I hope that they can find their way. A lot of good stuff there, but there's also a lot of stuff they need to avoid next season as well.
We still don't know what the show's about. Like,
No.
If you had to give me your elevator speech for Discovery, what would it be? There's a ship 10 years before Kirk and Spock, and
we need time to establish these new characters.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. That's what I would say.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like
And we go to the
Lost in
Mirror
the Delta
Universe for, like, a
Quadrant
third of it.
or at the wormhole.
Remember back when Harry Mudd showed up? Gosh, that was crazy time.
Doesn't that feel like ages ago? It's so weird.
It feels like so long.
But don't worry, guys. In season 2, we can have Georgiou show up because she's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It feels directionless, for sure.
So I give it a 6. When it's, like you said, Daniel, when it's cooking with gas. Like, I think the time we spend in the Mirror Universe was great. And the time that we had some, there were definitely, more often than not, some really good episodes. I think it would have been better if we had gotten, what I'm saying is all the total number of good episodes I felt we had, if it had been a more episodic television show, I think we would have given it more credence. But the fact that it was this long form drama chapter of the entire series, it makes the weaker ones just hit harder because you're like, well, okay, at least move the plot forward, or at least do something. And it did hurt that it had a really lackluster finale. Like, I don't know. I mean, not sure what we were expecting, but it was not that. And maybe give it another episode, like a 2 episodes or a longer episode or something to hook us in. I mean, instead we got a fan service nod, which was great, but it's like, I do feel that there were some great episodes in Discovery. For the people who's like, it's not Star Trek, it's Star Trek. Like, at its core, it definitely speaks a lot to the emotional drama, the context, the type of things we need. Yes, it plays heavy-handed on the whole negative and the darkness and the evils of the Federation, which is a little much, but I think overall it does a really good job telling its story. But it does have pacing issues. It does have overall theme issues. I'm sad to see Jason Isaac leave because I think he was one of the most engaging characters. Hashtag Jason Isaac return in season 2. But yeah, so I give it a 6. I think it's hard to compare to other Star Trek because it is so different, and it's so much time, and television as a whole has changed since the days of Enterprise. So I can't really feel I can compare it directly. But there's also just the maturity of it. Like, I'm not showing my kids this for a long time. That doesn't mean they won't see it one day and, feel that Tilly is their favorite character and they can relate to them, like, on a high school type level or something like that. But I'm definitely not showing them this stuff for a long while, just as far as the content is concerned, which makes me a little sad because I enjoy sharing, Star Trek with them. But that's not the worst thing. It's just the way it is because of the type of stories they wanted to tell and the amount of Klingon torture scenes they wanted to repeatedly show, But yeah, so 6 overall. So we're kind of all mid-range, it seems. It's not a 3 or a 2, but time will tell once we eventually get back to season 2. I think that could be another issue of how much time takes place between now and season 2. Is the fire going to burn out? And people are kind of like, been a pretty popular series as far as ratings, it seems. So, time will tell.
We'll see.
As we search for Spock. Phillip, where could someone find you if they wanted to give you their rating of Star Trek Chapter 1 and 2 of the first part?
Yeah, subsection C. They can tell me their opinions, because I'm more than happy. Don't let my not as excitement or slight negativity scare you off. I'm more than happy to talk about it. You can find me on Twitter at NC Public Servant.
And Daniel, if someone wanted to talk to you about their plan to colonize Kronos, I mean, we all know Praxis is coming right around the corner, so it's really just a ticking time bomb. Maybe the Kronos was Praxis and they just renamed it, because why not?
Well, that'd be an interesting idea. They can find me on Twitter at OneUpDan. That is the number 1, not the word. As in, thinking back, I'm kind of relieved to be done with season 1 of Discovery.
Guys, did you ever think at the beginning you'd be like, man, those Harry Mudd episodes were the best?
Nope, I don't think or would it feel like ages ago? It feels like a long time ago.
When are you guys planning on doing your first rewatch of Discovery?
Never.
Are you going to... Phillip just jumps right into never. You're not going to... Even before season 2, you wouldn't rewatch it?
No.
Wow, okay.
I'm giving the series an opportunity to reset.
All right.
To course correct, as it were. I don't know. I may pick and choose some of mine, but it's hard to kind of figure out what I want to put. I'd probably rewatch, like, all the Mirror stuff, because I felt that was done really, really well, and maybe 1 or 2 of the pre-Mirror episodes. Maybe not Galloping Saru. That was kind of but...
That's good.
We'll wait till the fan edit where they just take like all the Tilly scenes and put them in one chunk, and they take all the Burnham scenes and put them in one chunk, and we'll just watch those. But or who knows, when this comes out on Blu-ray, maybe they'll give us some extras or a freaking blueprint. Is it too much to ask for a blueprint, Daniel, of what the ship looks like on the inside?
Don't ask me.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it goes, but. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of time that passes between now and season 2. Maybe a movie? Who knows?
I feel like they could still call season 2, episode 1, The Vulcan Hello.
It could be.
Yeah.
If they use the same episode titles every season in the same order, and just,
Are we more excited for a spin-off of the USS, the Dark Mirror episode?
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
It was, anyway, I've heard rumors that they're thinking of turning that into its
When's
own
Orville
series.
come back, guys? Oh, man.
It comes back this
It
fall.
has plenty of its own
be
problems. Let's not pretend like it's something different.
No, it's not perfect.
I give it an 8.
Different.
Oof.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Slap
See,
on
you're not allowed to
Discovery
use 7.
right there.
Anytime you do a 1 to 10, you're not allowed to use 7, because that's a chump's way.
I think I would, real quick, I wouldn't, oh, God.
See what happens? You can't get off the fence. You can't use 7.
I wouldn't put either of them ahead. I guess I'd give Discovery the slight edge.
See, I agree. I feel this the Orville, for what it is really good, and they really fell into their own probably about halfway through. So I'm really interested to see where they take it. I mean, it's capturing in a bottle, trying to be next gen, which is fine if that's what you know it's trying to be. So I don't fault it for that. But so we're gonna wrap this up. I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Phillip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
Stranded here with Kronos intact on City Alpha 3.